Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is the Community Pod, and I am your host, Lester Class. Each and every episode is going to be filled with amazing stories from amazing people. You will hear the different journeys people went through, or are still going through, to be able to do what they love. From the failures to the successes and everything in between. This is a place to get to know the person behind their passion, because people only get to see the successes and not what it took to get there. If this is your first time tuning in, please subscribe and leave a review if you love the content. Now finally, I would love to welcome you to the Community Pod. What's going on, everyone? This is the Community Pod. I'm your host, Mr. Class. Welcome back to another episode. I got my boy, Superstar Rah, in the building.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling?
I'm great. How you?
I'm doing all right. So before we go ahead, I'm going to let y'all know it's going to be a shorter episode. But if y'all enjoy, we'll try to get Superstar Rah back in this building.
Come on, bro. You know I'm coming back here for sure.
All right. So would you be able to tell the people what it is that you do?
So initially, I'm a music artist. I do a little dabble in a lot of other things, but I'm definitely a music artist, if you want to call it a rapper.
Okay.
But yeah, I do everything, bro, honestly.
Okay. So I got to say that to call you a rapper would be an understatement. Yeah. Because this man is doing reggae, this man is rapping, this guy is doing Hispanic music, he's doing Spanish, like he's got it all right now. So
sure.
In the palm of his hands, I think that you're a talented individual, and I think that you got a lot of you still got so much more in
I appreciate
in the vault that
you're
not even showing people yet, because you just got so much talent. I'm ready for the world to see that. But I like to start off with, so where is it that you're from?
So I'm from the Bronx. You already know that. Bronx, shout out to Bronx. But yeah, I'm also from Miami.
Okay.
I was born in Miami, but I moved to New York in like the third grade. I just grew up in the Bronx and always went back and forth. So I got my Haitian side down in Miami and like my Jamaican Guyanese side over here.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
So where is it that you found the passion for making music?
In all honesty, bro, it's crazy. You're not gonna believe me, but I never really had a passion for music, but I always used to sing. Like, just growing up, like I was like Facebook famous and shit, like back in the old days. But I deadass was like not even like into music like that. Like I never thought about doing it, but I always had an image. Yeah. So I was just playing college basketball, and one day my brother just called me like, "Yo, bro, like, you ever thought about being a rapper?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't know. I never really tried it." Like,
yeah.
But I really had nothing to lose, bro. I used to sing in the shower when I was little, stuff like that. But this is something that I never knew I actually had. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those secret talents that you never really knew that you had.
Exactly.
Yeah, feel me?
And then, like, I feel like, what I would like to get into is, besides the music career, like, let's go back a little bit and let's talk about what life was like growing up in the Bronx for you.
Yeah. Bro, that shit was crazy. I'm gonna keep it honest, bro. Back then, it was 20 times worse. Just growing up, I had to grow up early because my brother, like, he was there, but he had his own things going on.
Yeah.
So, I kind of had to become a man at an early age. I feel like I enjoyed my childhood, but it's like when you're from the Bronx, bro, you gotta be gritty. You gotta move a certain way. You can't like move like no sucker in the X. It's over if that's the case.
Yeah.
So I had a rough upbringing. But Mom Dukes definitely held it down throughout those years. And just me growing up as a man, bro, I just had to take the initiative and boss up.
Yeah.
Shit.
And I feel like a lot of people, like amazing people, have come out the Bronx. Like
sure.
One of the biggest names out of the Bronx right now is probably Kai Cenat.
Yeah.
And he's done like a lot for like his family, himself, coming from nothing, and doing everything he can to get out the Bronx and do more for his family.
For sure.
And I feel like a lot of people that grow up in situations like living in the Bronx or living in an area where you have to grow up at a young age, there's this different drive that you get where it's just like I appreciate this. This is what made me, but I ain't trying to be here forever. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's crazy, bro, because I actually like grew up with a car too.
For real?
Yeah, but it's like on some like, we was like locked in back then, but once you got lit, it's like we still cool, but it's just like, yo, hi and bye now.
Yeah.
I always want to connect back with bro. That's my heart. Kai, you know, bro. But yeah, just to see his journey is a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
That's one for the books, like
Yeah.
for the X, like for sure. His journey, just seeing how he went from just being one of those funny little class clown niggas to like top tier, #1 streamer in the world.
It's just like, I feel
OD.
like that's one thing that like people don't understand. Like and one thing I think some people do understand, where like they've seen his journey from like all his people that have streamed and watched him on Twitch or seen him on YouTube or seen him back when he was doing Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like people were like, damn, like he wasn't always up here. He wasn't raised with a silver spoon.
Yeah.
Like he really grinded, did everything he can, didn't know where it was gonna go, and it happened.
He manifested that
Exactly.
shit.
So I wanted to ask, like, is the Bronx what people think it is? Is it like everybody knows about everybody?
I'm gonna keep it honest, bro. There's some places in the Bronx that you probably wouldn't even know. Like, like there's still stuff that I've never explored in the Bronx too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's big, but it's little.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Everyone kind of knows about someone, but they might not really fuck with them.
Yeah.
It's like on that type of level. And just being from the Bronx, you gotta like definitely connect with culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't understand with the Bronx. It's Spanish. You might go to a neighborhood and it's a lot of Asian people, Morenos, shit like that. Like, it's everywhere though. You might think that like, yo, I know over here is mad hood, but it's like the most Spanish block you have ever seen. That's how the Bronx is, bro. It's very cultural.
And it's just, I think it's cool
different.
because I think living in New York and in areas like the Bronx, and I wouldn't say that completely compare it to Brooklyn, but I feel like in a lot of ways you grew up around everybody.
From Brooklyn, right?
I lived in Brooklyn. Like I was born in Brooklyn, and I was in and out of Brooklyn, but I lived in Jersey.
For sure.
But I'm right, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 25, 30 minutes from Brooklyn. Like I'm not that far. But like it's just the fact that like you can see that the lifestyle is different. Like you grew up around everybody. Like I have family out there where it's just like that's the reason I was out there for real, like family and shit. But when I used to stay over and we were hanging out with like the people around the area, it was just like there's a whole bunch of different people. Like, but everybody's able to just be like, yo, like let's go do something. You feel me?
That's a fact.
But that's amazing that like I feel like what I want to ask is what advice would you give to an individual who's living in an area like the Bronx where you have to really, I guess, like stand 10 toes and really be authentic and be really you and not like, I guess, join the crowd?
So I would say mainly just being yourself is the main thing, bro. Just coming from the Bronx, you have to be yourself, bro, because in all realities, there's going to be a lot of different versions of you. Just having different phases in your life. The older you get, the more your life is going to now like start to put itself together, if you get what I mean. And you just have to be yourself, though, throughout that whole process. There's going to be adversity, there's going to be hardships. But as long as you're yourself and your true self, it could go, next level for you. And I feel like a lot of people fall into this atmosphere of like wanting to be someone else because social media is such a big influence now. You just kind of just gotta not paint a picture for yourself, but paint a picture with everyone around you too.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main things, bro. If you're gonna be, yourself throughout this journey, that's what's gonna take you to the next level. And people love to see that. A lot of people don't understand, even like with Kai's journey, like he was himself the whole time, and people like that. Everyone in this world is different. You might not feel like it. Oh, yo, we might be cool and we like the same things, but everyone is different.
Exactly.
And the world will pay to see that.
And I think that's what makes people like, I don't know, I feel like in some ways, like he really showed that where it was just like, it's cool to be you. Like,
hell yeah.
Everybody, you may have the same experiences, you may have the same struggles, but no one lives in your body. No one knows how to react like you're gonna react.
For sure.
No one's gonna make the decisions for you. Like, everybody's authentic in that way. Like, there's gonna be, like you said, there's different versions of you. There's also people that may even look like you, but that don't mean we're the same.
Nah, definitely.
Like, we're all different. We all go through things differently. But what I wanted to get into, right, was like your music career. So you just dropped not too long ago. You said Rodeo Drive. You also dropped Toxica.
You know that.
I'm a big fan of Taliban's. We spoke on the phone.
You, bro.
But with just those 3 songs, I feel like I listened to Rodeo Drive right when you told me to. So I was listening to that shit right after. But in those 3 different songs, you get 3 different vibes. And I feel like that's what makes you stand out as an artist.
Yeah.
Where you're doing different things and not sticking to one genre. I feel like that's why, like, when people get to that point in, like, the industry or to a certain level of fame, they're a one-trick pony.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You're already doing things that's showing that you're not a one-trick pony.
Sure.
So how important do you think it is for people to try different things?
It's like one of the most important things in this industry. Because a lot of things tend to get stale. And just coming from the X, bro, it's a lot of the same shit you hear all day. From drill to that pain vibe. It's like a thing in New York, you know?
Yeah.
In order to be different coming from the X, you gotta be different. Like, you know, nobody's really gonna sell into something that 50 people are already doing already. You know, and I think it's just being versatile is one of the most important things because I could really sing, like, on some dead-ass shit. You might not know, but trust me, bro, I could sing like The Weeknd if I wanted to. And that's one thing that I knew I could take to the next level and to be a top-tier artist is because look at the Drakes, look at the Weeknds, or even like Tory Lanez. Those are individuals that could literally sing and rap for real too. And that's kind of what I study. You know, because a lot of artists don't sit there and study the game, bro. I really sit there, I study, I watch videos all day, interviews, things that you think a lot of people would even sit there and watch. Those are the things that I sit there and really watch because I know for a fact they're giving out sauce.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't understand that. They just think just listening to music, all right, I'm going to make a song. Nah, bro, you got to see what these people have done from their beginning of their journey and implement them into yours.
Exactly.
You know, life is about experiences.
So I got to say, right, like, I've listened, like I said before, I've listened to your music. I feel like one thing New York is big on, and a lot of people probably think New York is big on, is their drill rap, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I feel like you have, like, been able to do some drill, right?
Yeah.
But you also aren't stuck doing drill, because I feel like sometimes people make their whole career based off drill rap, which is nothing wrong with it. If you're good at it, you're good at it. But for a lot of cases, I was able to speak to somebody who knows more about the business side of things and actually bringing artists in.
Yeah.
And it's just like you like, not that drill is dying, but it had its peak, right? Yeah. And a lot of artists are still doing the same thing, and you can't really continue doing the same thing because everything has a time.
For sure.
Like Jersey Club, right? Jersey Club music is on the rise right now.
Yeah.
Eventually, it will, start to go down a little bit.
For sure.
With every sound. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way with the way that like a Tupac or a Biggie was rapping. No one's really rapping like that now. That's not what the wave is now.
Yeah, for sure.
So everything has a wave. Like, and I just think that you stand out so much. And this is not me trying to like gas you up or some shit, but like you really are doing some different shit and are not just sticking to one thing. And I think that's really something that I feel like sometimes do you ever feel like you ever get the chance to look that in yourself and be like, damn, I am doing a lot?
I'm at the point in my life where I don't know to be like proud of myself or like I gotta go harder. And I think sometimes it could be a downfall for me, because I hold myself to such a high standard that like I don't ever think anything is perfect, and it blows my mind because I know for a fact something might be top tier, might be fire. But I'm like, bro, nah, it needs to be better. And I think I got that hustle, that drive, that thought process through my manager. You know, my brother, shout out to Duke. He's one of those people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He holds me to that standard. Just like you can never be finished.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people get comfortable. Even with this industry shit, it's like you could get lost in the sauce very easily, bro.
Yeah.
You know, even with the women, the cars, the money, the bitches, it's easy to get lost in this. And if you're not consistently grinding, bro, it's over.
Yeah.
And, you know, the only way you could get better is just keep going and just keep trying, keep hustling.
And I think that one thing that, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're gonna experience. Obviously, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, right? And I feel like even when I get to where I want to be, I'm not gonna be happy because I'm the same way. Like,
you're the GOAT,
nothing,
bro. Trust me.
Nothing's
You're
perfect.
the
Like,
GOAT,
I gotta
bro,
really. I feel like individuals that like think like that, where it's just like, it might be perfect, but I can't think it's perfect. Because then I'll just stop, and it's just like, all right, if I'm perfect, I'm gonna just stay like this. You have to continuously get to grow and like build as an artist, build as a creative, or just pursuing your passion. You have to continuously think it's never going to be perfect. It's always going to grow though.
Mm-hmm.
So like what I wanted to get into was, what is it that made you that way? What do you feel like is that made you the way that you are? What is something that you implemented in your life that made you like this?
I'm gonna keep it honest. I think it's just I'm just destined. It's gonna sound cliche, bro. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. I don't know, bro. Since I was little, I kind of just had like that star power. That's kind of where I even got my name from, like Superstar.
Yeah.
Like everybody, bro. Everyone used to like always just, yo, he's gonna be a star one day. Like, and I wasn't even like really rapping or doing anything back then, bro. I was just like that cute little kid that every girl used to love, or like little shit like that. And I kind of just took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
I know there's more to be done. You know, I'm not the biggest I could be right now. But it's always a process, and as long as you just put your forefront with that process and do what you have to do, it's gonna be a movie, bro.
So, like, what do you feel like others should implement in their lives? If how do I say this? What do you feel like is something that
I got it.
Okay.
You don't gotta finish your question. I got it. I think one of the main things is code switching. A lot of people don't like. It's gonna sound weird, bro, but a lot of people be like, "Yo, why you talking mad white?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's one of the dumbest things that people have ever created. Is just being intelligent.
Mm-hmm. Knowing
when to code switch and having decorum is one of the most important things in this life. I could go into a J.P. Morgan interview right now and literally talk like a fucking multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm with the bros or code switching where I have to, you know, be a little more cool, be a little more calm, collective like this interview. That's what you gotta do.
Exactly.
And I think that's one thing a lot of people don't have. They don't know when to code switch or when to act a certain way or, you know, move professional. So I think that's one of the main things.
Why do you feel like that's important though?
Because just public speaking, having an image as an artist is super important. That's what makes artists who they are today. That's the reason why you like them. It's certain ways you have to move too. I think I learned that early on in my career because I kind of heard this thing from the Baby. He said, I kind of like got myself ready before I had to really get ready. Like I was literally moving a certain way. I was in the clubs moving a certain way and I wasn't even lit yet. That's what he said. And that's how I move now, you know. It's not everywhere you go. Not everything you put yourself into, you know, certain people, you don't pull yourself around them. Even though they might look like they good for you, you never really know who's good for you.
Exactly. And I feel like you've experienced it where, like, throughout your entire journey, and you still got, you know what I mean? Like, your journey's not even close to being, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like you've been able to experience the fake people who come around just because who you are around, or like what you have been able to accomplish yourself.
For sure.
So I feel like, what advice would you give to individuals to really like I guess like know where to put their trust and know where to put their time?
So this is tough. That's a good ass question.
I appreciate it.
That was a good ass question. I would say, bro, you'll kind of really have a feeling. Always go with your gut feeling. I feel like some people know certain people aren't good for them, but they still just do it. What you got to do is just really look at people for who they are.
Yeah.
Money is gonna be one of the main things that's gonna change a lot of people.
Yep.
As long as you understand who you are and who you want to be, you want to put yourself with certain people you know are good for you.
Exactly.
It's hard to tell. It's gonna be a lot of trial and error. Just seeing what could actually work and what can't work.
Yeah.
Seeing what people have that can help you. A lot of things are trade-offs nowadays, bro. If there's someone out there that, I don't want to look at it as like, oh, they can't do nothing for you. But if your man's is at your show and he's not recording you, that's not your man's. And a lot of people don't see that. It's just like, oh, yeah, my son, he be chilling. Nah, bro. If you with me every day and you want to be a multi-millionaire with me, bro, I need you to pick that phone up, turn that shit sideways and record me, bro. Document my journey. Because if you want to be on the journey when the money come, you feel me? I want you to help me with the journey too.
Exactly. Because people only, it's crazy because there's a lot of people that would, be like, damn, I don't really, I'm just around him because I'm trying to be around him, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, once you're there, once you get to that spot where everybody knows about you, all of a sudden they started posting pictures about you.
No cap.
They
I knew bro since he was little. That's my cousin.
And, it's all about just that fame. It's just I want to be around you. Now I want people to know that I know you. And it's crazy because I feel like sometimes those same people have never and are still trying to figure out how they stand on their own 2 feet. Yep. Because individuals like you, right, where you found what you want to do, you really enjoy doing it, and you're really taking it 100% all the way serious.
For sure.
People looking at that and being like, all right, bro, he's another artist. He's another, and then all of a sudden you're not another artist when you're at the top. You know what I mean? You're not another artist when you start getting collabs with these famous artists. And I think people need to start appreciating those people now, just because it's hard to say that because those people will never do that. They'll never appreciate you right now because why would I appreciate him right now? I'll just wait till he's famous and I'll start saying shit. And I think people gotta flip that scenario around. Just be like, I'm trying to support him because I genuinely support him. Yeah. But some people genuinely can't support people.
I just feel like some people are just naturally haters. That's just how they were born, bro. They just have this shit in their body that just can't show support. It's it's a problem for them. And this is what I was about to say. You will literally learn the way of not even manipulation, but learn how to get stuff out of people slowly. And I'm not saying get stuff financially and physically. I'm saying
get to know their true motives.
Yes, they're demons. Somebody probably don't fuck with you, but your demons inside them are gonna be fighting you. You could tell. And I think I could go around somebody, I can know. I just know he don't fuck with me. Mm-hmm. He might not even he might actually fuck with me, but I know my demons just irritate them. And that's what's gonna actually tell you who's really for you and who's not. You gonna see bro, you know that thought of New York niggas oh, a nigga come around girls, he wanna play fight.
Yeah.
Niggas do that, bro. Mm-hmm. You could tell. It's little stuff like that you just some people overlook. It's oh nah, it's just my man's, bro. No, it's little things like that, and they go. That's why people get backdoored. They don't see those signs.
And it gets progressive over time. When they start getting comfortable with you, it's they're making it they're making it known that I really don't fuck with you. I'm just here to be here, bro. And I feel sometimes we as individuals that are pursuing something need to realize the people that supported you from day one are the only people that you don't owe them nothing. But at the same time, you know who those people were. Yeah. And it's when people start coming along just because, you all of a sudden starting seeing people pop up and go, yo, I always fuck with your music. Yeah. I always supported, bro. Those people, you don't need that.
Sure.
I do want to get, so sadly, I have to start ending it. But, so good, of course, bro. I would love to do a part 2 because I feel there's so much more to talk about. But y'all let me know but at the end of the day, I'm probably still gonna do it. So we'll figure something out. Sure. But I really want to get to like questions where it comes down to who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that motivates you? What is it that wakes you up? What is it that may even keep you up at night to do what you're doing right now?
It's God. Without him, I'm honestly nothing. I wake up early in the morning before I go to sleep, pray. Before I eat, pray. I think prayer is the answer to everything, bro. Even when you're like not feeling good, you're on your two knees and go pray, bro. A lot of people just think it's just money. Obviously, I would say money is definitely one of those things that give a lot of people motivation. But without God, there's none of that. You know, I'm grateful for the fans I have, the supporters I have. Without them, I'm nothing also. But definitely God, bro.
Yeah.
I hold, you know, that to a high standard. You know, I grew up in church with my mom. I used to be on the choir. I never really liked it, but it was a vibe, you know. And this is just a show like that was probably destined for me already.
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
Exactly.
You know. Yeah.
What advice would you give? Like, what is one thing that you would say to, like, someone that really needs to hear like some advice on anything in life, any aspect? What is something that you would tell somebody when they're really going through it?
I would say just make sure you really wake up and look in the mirror every day and tell yourself you love yourself. There's a lot of depression in our generation, and people think it's funny. People look at it as like anxiety's funny. But there's people really out here that's like going through hardships, and they wake up every day and literally like put on this mask. Just take off that mask, and if you know yourself, bro, there's nothing no one could really tell you.
Exactly.
And I look at that every day. Like I feel like I have people talking in my ear, like like every day, like telling me what to do. So, you know, as long as you locked in with yourself, you locked in for life.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is something in this world that you change to make it better?
What I would change?
Yeah. If there was anything in this world that you would change to make this world better.
World hunger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just world hunger all around the world, bro. They're investing millions of dollars into bullshit, and there's people out here starving on the street, dying. Yeah. Animals, people, homeless people. That's one thing I know the world could change. They just don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Last two questions. What is the message that you would give to your future self?
Yo, this is just a message to my future self. Like, yo, let me get a little segment real quick. Yo, what's good, Rah? Just know I'm proud of you, bro. You really did everything that you said you would do. Now you're the number one artist in the world. Love you, bro. Keep going. That's it.
That's it. All right,
that's
cool.
it. I'm manifesting that right now. So I'm 2 years from now, I'm gonna show you that's a video.
Okay. All right.
For sure.
Last but not least, what do you want the world to know about Superstar Rah?
So let me pop my shit real quick. Yo, so you know, it's your boy Superstar here. This is just the beginning, bro. Honestly, I'm about to be the next top tier artist coming out of New York, coming out of Florida, you know, Miami. But yeah, this is just the beginning, bro. I'm just getting started. I got a lot coming. Just understand that it's up and it's stuck.
Yeah.
Like for sure. Like for sure. Like
nah, for real.
Like real shit.
But nah, I feel like there's so much more we could talk about. We'll definitely try to get something going on again. Yeah. Because I definitely gotta ask about, you know, live in Miami. Yeah. I gotta ask about individuals that you've been able to collab with, people that like you've been able to work with, people that maybe even things you got in the work in the future, you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's so much more to talk about. But of course, like the way that things have to go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like things happen, but we'll make sure we rock out again.
Nah, for sure. So I got one question for you, real quick.
Okay.
What made you do this? You know, just being on a podcast is one of the hardest things to keep going in this generation too, because people's attention spans is like 2%.
Yeah.
What made you do this, and like, where do you see it going?
So I'm gonna answer the second question first. I see this being one of the biggest podcasts in the world, but I think that's one of the most cliche things to say. But I think that my goal is not to do what anybody else is doing. I want to do what I want to do, where I just bring out the best in people, create a platform for people. And I think I want to do that because I feel like for a very long time, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. And I think that like I was never given a chance. I feel like that all the things I wanted to do were kind of fogged by everybody else in society. And like I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing now, which is helping people or just talking to people and allowing them to express their true selves behind their crafts. Because you may be an amazing artist, right? But to be an amazing artist, you've gone through hardships. You've gone through things. You've seen things that, you know, maybe like a lot of people shouldn't have seen. And I feel like sometimes people don't hear that story. Some people don't. They see Superstar Rah, but they don't see Rah.
Yeah.
They don't see the person that was before Superstar Rah. They don't see the things you had to go through as a child and things like that.
For sure.
Because so basically, to answer your question real short, I don't know. I think I might have said this early on the podcast, but basically, I almost went to prison for 37 years for a crime I didn't commit. I was framed by my friend at the time. So
that's OD.
That's what made me start this, because I feel like no one would have known that. No one would have. And I haven't told my story in so long, just because I used to do motivational speaking and everything.
Yeah.
But I never really did nothing. Like, I was just like, damn, what am I going to do now? Like, I really don't want to live this life, and I really want to like uplift the world and just show like that there's so much more, that everything that you went through as a kid, everything that you went through in life doesn't have to make you who you are.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It doesn't. Let me rephrase that. It isn't what defines you. It is what builds you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to stay this individual who you don't want to be.
Yeah.
It's something that's a building character that made you who you are now.
Facts.
But that's why I started it for real.
That's OD. That just.
But we could talk about it on the phone, because I know I personally, the reason we have to cut it short is because I do have to go. But I do want to do this again. I would love to have you back on.
Appreciate you having me.
Of course. So last but not least, the camera's not all yours. If there's anything you got going on, this is your opportunity to say it.
Oh, I'm gonna talk my shit.
Yeah.
So, Toxic Artist dropped on all platforms. It's going crazy right now. If not, I don't really know. If you're not gonna type in, you're gonna get left. That's simple. And you know, I have a lot of things coming, a lot of new music, a lot of new collabs. Even with Adidas, I'm doing
nice.
something. Yeah. I got a lot coming, bro. So, you know, just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the community podcast.
I appreciate that.
For sure. And I appreciate you, bro.
Of course, bro.
This is just the beginning for both of us.
Exactly.
I lock in with you, and I trust your journey.
I appreciate that.
I trust everything that you're doing, and I appreciate you having me here, bro.
Of course, bro. So before I go, I gotta do my outro.
Yes, sir.
So Superstar Rah, thank you for joining me for another amazing episode. I think by this time that this gets posted, we in the 40s. So
that's heavy.
So I've been doing this for a little while now.
That's heavy.
But I just want to say, everybody that's watching on YouTube, please subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your favorite part, leave a like, put on the post notification so you never miss a future episode. If you're watching on audio platforms, please leave a review. It allows other people to find my platform. If you're new here, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me and Superstar Rah.
Thank you
for an amazing episode. My podcast is bringing amazing individuals, letting them tell their story about who they are behind their music, behind their craft, behind their art. Like, I'm just trying to get to know people's stories and tell you these people's stories. If you've been here for a while, I appreciate you. Y'all are what make up the community pod. And like I said, for the new people here, welcome to the community pod. And we're out. Peace.
Yes, sir. Love.